Hoosier Backcountry. It's time.
Welcome to the Hoosier Backcountry Podcast. As always, this is your man Cohen. We got Seth in the house with us.
Yo.
And unfortunately, Big T-Bone couldn't make it to this one. Got some work obligations he's got to handle, which it happens, man. It happens.
Totally understand it.
But he'll be back hopefully this coming Sunday. I think we're trying to get something planned up.
Yeah, Sunday evening.
Maybe depending on the weather, because it's deer season.
Yeah, I'm gonna be hunting for sure.
It's deer season, my man. So we got a killer in the house.
What's up?
We got a killer in the house. Big man Seth done put the hurt on a nanny.
A big old nanny.
Big old nanny doe.
Oh, she's
walk us through it, man.
Oh, dude. So we went to deer camp. I had deer camp this past weekend.
Yeah, let's touch on. You want to do let's talk about the kill first, and then we'll get into deer camp after.
That sounds good. So yeah, we had deer camp. Family, big thing. So whatever. So we're hunting this deer camp, and Saturday morning, I went out. I decided where I really wanted to go. So I decided I'm gonna try the Oak Ridge again. It's a new stand we just hung, and it's you kind of get what out of the name. Like it's a ridge, and there's oak trees, and there's an acorn crop. Like unbelievable.
Dude, it's been insane this year.
Yeah.
For real.
Right. So, and there's two stands that we have really good acorns, but this one's a new one. We just found it. We had good pictures of the big one, the big buck I'm after. He was there a lot, and then we had a lot of does, which I want to shoot a doe for sure because you can kind of shoot those whenever.
Yeah. And
we've been seeing them a lot. And then I could focus on a buck later. So I was like, okay, Oak Ridge is where I'm going. Got in there in the morning. Of course, sprayed down. Did my ritual.
Oh, yeah.
You have to do that.
Oh, yeah.
But get up in there. So hunting on on this property we have, it was me, my brother, and my dad. And my brother was 200 yards from me in a little ladder stand we have. It's a good gun season stand, but it can be a good all season stand. And then my dad was in the stand. No, I take that back. My dad was up in the big field. Hunted, got light. Right off the bat, had 3 huge ass coyotes. I mean, I'm talking huge, dude. So it quickly turned into a coyote hunt.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm getting my bow. I'm actually I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit shaky. I was like freaking ready to go. I don't know, coyote hunting gets me going, but so they're running around, they're chasing squirrels, which I'm not really mad about.
Dude, squirrels. Oh my god, dude. There's been this past sit that I had, not to cut you off, but this past sit that I had, dude, I'm like, dude, that's got to be a 700-pound whitetail coming through the woods. And it's just this little 4-ounce gray squirrel. Just, dude, it's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Is there anywhere else you can go but like underneath my tree stand? Like, fuck, dude, man.
Squirrel season, you can't find a damn squirrel.
Oh, God, no.
And then in deer season, there's a million of them.
Yeah, dude.
Just by your stand.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like crazy, dude.
Yeah, but then you back onto the old.
So they're chasing these squirrels around. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, kill them. I don't care.
Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
These 3 coyotes end up running to this bottoms area, which is the bedding area, which is, I didn't want them to go there.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, damn it. There goes my hunt. I was honestly thinking there went my hunt. They just spooked out all the deer. 1 coyote, probably not going to spook too many deer. 3 of them, it's a different story.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking I'm not going to see shit.
Right.
So they run down there. That was like right at first light. And I didn't see anything till about 9:30. And it was weird because my uncle and then some family friends were hunting his property in Bowling Green.
Mm-hmm.
And right at 9:15, they started texting, oh, there's a deer. Deer coming your way. Deer here, deer here, deer here. Just like, in a big text group we have. And it was 15 minutes later, here comes deer for me. It was like a light switch, like bam.
Yeah.
They were all moving everywhere. So about 9:30, I'm sitting in my stand, just not expecting to see much because of the coyotes. And I hear something walking, which I heard squirrels. So I kind of peek around my tree. I'm in this quad tree. I'm trying to set the setting here.
Yeah.
I'm in this tree. It's like it's one tree, but when it splits off, it's like 4 in 1.
Yeah, like four
4 trees growing at one
Trunks,
base.
I guess you can call it.
Yeah, yeah.
What? That's your brother, the technical term of that.
Yeah, yeah. It's not my thing there, but anyway, so it's a pretty cool setup. So, and I'm right sitting, my stand's right in the middle of this, about 25 feet up. And I hear something walking. I just happen to peek around the tree, and little button buck comes walking like 10 yards right underneath my stand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I used to see something, but he came from those bottoms.
Mhm.
And out of all the deer, a button buck, a smaller deer, coming out of there. So I'm like, okay, cool. Coyotes didn't scare him off.
Yeah.
And so he comes up, walks right in front of my camera, starts eating acorns. I hear something else coming from where he came from. I looked over. Here comes a little doe, about the same size.
Mhm.
She comes out, again, starts eating acorns. I hear something again. I look behind her. There's Mama.
Oh man.
I'm assuming Mama.
Big nanny. Huh?
Nanny. And she was a biggin. So at this point, when I saw her, she's 25 yards away. And I was like, yeah, I'm taking her.
Yeah.
The babies were winged off. They're eating on their own. No spots even. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take Mama over here. She gives me a shot. Sure enough, I mean, it was like I saw her, and like seconds later, she's in 15 yards away, if that.
Really?
Broadside, right in front of my camera, eating acorns. And at this point where they're at, this is where I want them to be. Out of all the places, this is where I wanted them to be. And, but it's in the open, like wide open. Like they could look up. I have no cover right there.
Oh, really?
So that's where they're all standing, which the button buck and the small doe were looking away from me. Mama was the one that could probably see me if any of them. So I'm like, screw it. Let's try. If I bust, they bust. So I go up, and I caught myself not even moving slow because I was so focused on her movement and like what her attitude and like her expressions.
Yeah. How did she come in? Was she kind of on edge? Like, or
No, she was calm. She was on a mission. Like, hey, we're coming, we're eating.
really?
That was it. She had none of them had.
Well, I was
any
kind of
idea.
wondering with like the coyotes and stuff coming, if she came in kind of on edge or.
And I was expecting that. I was expecting an on edge thing. And this is the other thing too, is where I was kind of tricked out is where they were standing and eating acorns is exactly where I walked through.
Oh, really?
I mean, right there.
Right through your scent trail and everything.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, the spray works. I mean, so
What are you using for spray?
Dead Downwind.
Oh, dude, I love that stuff.
Me too.
I got a killer deal on the scent killer.
Mhm.
Just whenever they went on clearance where she works. I mean, she just picked up like the sprays and like the big refill bottles. She got like 3 or 4 of those packs, dude. So, I mean, when it's $2 for a pack of that stuff, you can't really beat it, know.
No.
But I am definitely impartial to the Dead Down when I love that stuff for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But
Yep.
beggars can't be choosers, you know what I mean?
Right. So
So-
I sprayed it. Like I soak myself with it.
Oh, dude, I know. I hate doing it. We're gonna get off. We're going down the rabbit hole, but it's gonna happen today.
Right.
I hate doing it, like especially early season when you're just kind of wearing like a long sleeve and nothing underneath it, and you're spraying the shit out of yourself, and you're like all wet. And you're like, oh
Yeah.
god, dude.
Yeah. That's
But,
suck.
Yeah, I might as well just like jump in a pool in it. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. That would work too.
Yeah. So the does walk through
Yeah, they
the scent
walk-
trail.
Yeah, they were actually feeding, not just walk through. They were
Oh,
feeding
really?
with
So
their face or their
Yeah,
nose
they're-
to the ground where I
Yeah,
walk.
yeah.
So I'm like, how am I getting away with this?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, Dead Downwind, you win.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah. Right.
And
So,
you're using scent crusher closet, the ozone closet too, right?
Yep. So I'm like, they got me, or not? They got me. That Dead Downwind and Scent Crusher.
Yeah.
So they got my back on this.
Right.
So I'm like excited about that. They're 15 yards away. And I catch myself because I'm focused on her movements, her what she's doing, that whole thing, and her expressions. So I caught myself moving a little bit faster than I wanted to. So I go to grab I see my hand. I'm moving kind of fast, but I don't stop myself. And I grab my bow, and I'm like, I just got away with that.
Yeah.
Then I take it off my bow hook. I got away with that. Well, I'm standing in the front of my stand. I have a hang on. I'm
Yeah.
on a hang on.
Now, are you standing up at this point?
Yes,
Okay.
I was standing up already. Which when I hunt, I'm usually always standing up, unless it's dark and I'm waiting for light. But once it's light, I'm usually on my feet the whole time.
Yeah.
That's just how I do it. But so I'm already standing up, so that was a plus. When I grab my bow, well, at this point, when I get my bow in my hand, I'm standing in the very front of my stand, like on the edge of the front.
Okay.
And it's a hang on.
Yeah.
So I have to scoot back a little bit so I can get my feet in a stance so I can draw back.
Right.
So that was the next feat. So I kind of just started moving my feet back, got away with that. Turned to the side, got away with that. Now, I already knew the yardage because I ranged it 300 times before that. Because you get bored and you're like, well, what's that again?
Yeah.
You know, so
Like playing a little like test in your head, like, well, what's that one?
right, which I kind of already knew it was my first pin because my first pin goes all the way to 25.
Yeah.
I knew it was closer than that.
Right.
But anyway, I ranged just so mental note. So anyway, they're standing there. I'm like, man, I got away with all this movement, everything, and they're still right there. I have no idea. I grab my bow, I get my release, and again, I make my like, okay, am I sure I want to take this one? I'm like, yeah, you want to go? So I do a final check around, and make sure there's no buck sneaking in.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that real quick. I didn't see anything in the immediate area at least, and I go ahead and draw back. I took my time. I really did. I was like, they're not spooked. There's no need to rush that.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And there's no need to rush it, period.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
It's that like that extra blanket of security when you know they're not spooked, they have no idea you're within 100 miles of you,
right.
that you like are self-conscious enough to like tell yourself like, take your time, dude. There's no reason to rush this,
Right. I mean, you know what I mean, but like, I don't mean like rushing it, but you can get set a little bit faster.
Oh,
you can get your
for
kisser
sure.
button in faster. You can get your set points. You can always go through those checklists faster. But I'm like, don't rush through them.
Right.
Take your time. You got plenty of time. They're eating.
Yeah.
They're going to be there for a while. So I do kisser button, nose on the string. My first knuckle behind my jaw where it always goes.
Just running through the checks.
Just running through my
straight up.
checks, and I'm double checking, triple checking. And I'm like, I can't get any more ready than this. So I put my pin right. So at that point, I'm like, okay, where do I want to hit her at? Do I take the lung out, or I can aim for the heart? So I usually don't aim for the heart because they're usually 25, 20, 30 yards away. And the farther they are, the smaller the heart gets. Right. So I usually just go for the lungs. It's a bigger target. Well, with her being like 10, 15 yards, she got easy.
Oh, that's pop shot all day, dude.
Right. So I'm like, I'm going for that heart. And if you hit the heart, you're going to get the bottom of the lung. So I'm like, okay, well, that's where I'm going to aim. So I get set. Everything's ready. I put the pin right behind her shoulder, aiming for that heart. And right when I'm getting ready to pull the trigger, she takes, and I'm not even going to say quartering to me, because that's not what she did. She took like a half step to the left.
Like a little shuffle.
Yeah, like a half step to the left towards me. So I put that shoulder blade just a little bit more towards me than I liked.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's not enough to mess with me.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, hug that shoulder. And I squeeze it into that shoulder without hitting it as close as I can. And I hit her. Arrow went exactly where I wanted to.
Yeah,
she did the whole heart kick thing.
Oh, the old mule kick?
Yeah. She did the kick. I'm like, okay, boom, got her. What freaked me out is she ran, but not like a bat out of hell. She kind of trotted. And then she went in the thicket. So now, which it was already a quiet morning, the dew, and I think it rained prior the night before. So it was quiet. So I'm listening for a crash. I'm trying to see for a crash. Anything. Nothing. It's thick back there. So I'm like, well, I don't really like that. But I'm like, whatever. I'm going to give her 30, 45 minutes. I mean, I have time. Everybody's still hunting. It's 9:30 or 9:45 at this point.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got plenty of time. So I'm waiting. My brother's seeing deer out the wazoo. My dad's seeing deer out the wazoo. While I'm sitting there, I see two more deer, which I let them pass because I've already shot a doe. End up having a little buck come through, or had a doe come through with a small buck chasing, not dogging. He was chasing her.
Oh, really?
Yep. And so that was kind of cool to see. I'm like, oh, well, hell yeah. So they all come through. I'm like, okay, it's time I'm going to go down, look at the blood trail, see what my arrow looks like.
And how long has this been since?
It was about 45 minutes. It was
Okay.
right on the dot. So I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get down, look at the blood trail, make sure everything's cool and all that. So I get to my arrow. It was broken half. So half of it was still in her, which wasn't awesome.
Yeah, especially with some expensive arrows. Dude.
Yeah. $75 for 6 of them. That's just the arrow.
Right, dude.
So not the aluminum or the broadhead.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it's broken half. I'm like, okay, half still in her. That's not a deal because I wanted a clean pass through. That's 2 holes. But I was like, whatever. It's in there. I had plenty of penetration. I knew that because I could tell by my arrow length. It's like I have plenty of penetration. And immediately there's blood. And it's that dark, I had a mixture of dark and really light blood. And actually I have pictures, and I'll probably end up putting it on the Facebook page here so everybody can see what the blood looked like if curious. But it got to a point where there was one picture I took with major bubbles in it, which is lung.
Right.
It's
lung.
oxygenized or
Oxygenized.
Yeah, I think
we'll
that's
say
the word.
that's the word.
I'm
It's
not a
not we're
doctor.
making it up.
Yeah. But anyway, it had oxygen, and you could tell there was bubbles in it. So I'm like, okay,
I'm gonna need a beer.
give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Let me open this Coors Light cooler.
Coors Light cooler full of Busch Light. We got to touch on some Coors Light too today.
Yeah.
Slide that baby
I'm gonna
over
slide
here.
it.
Slide her over
Everybody,
here.
hold your ears. Oh, that's not. Oh, I almost got it.
That'll do her.
All right. But anyway, so I look at the blood. I'm in love with the blood trail. And again, we're going to touch on this a little bit. I'm going to talk about this too.
Yeah,
And
for
we
sure.
had some write-ins wanting us to talk about some broadheads. But
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
I'll just say what I have. I have the Rage, which I will never leave Rage. I just won't, unless they just totally, they have to do some major crap for me to like leave them. But
yeah.
they're so reliable. And the blood trail they leave, I've killed deer. They don't go far. The blood trail, it's amazing. I can go on and on and on. But anyway, I have the Rage Extremes, which is the big cut on impact front with the 2.5-inch blade, the 2 blade.
Oh, those are. I think it's like what? I think it's like 2.5. I think it's like 2.3 or something.
It's close.
Stupid.
Yeah.
We'll call it 2.5.
Right. Close, but still 2-inch cut.
Oh yeah, dude.
2
Big old
blades.
slapping hole, you know.
Oh yeah. So I saw the blood trail, and honest to God, and again I have pictures for this, and this is every deer. This is not just her I've shot, but it looks like someone had a garden hose, turned it on full blast, full of blood, and ran through the woods. That's what it looked like. Just blood everywhere. It's like a murder scene,
Yeah.
or worse. And I was like loving it. So I'm like, she can't be far. So I'm like, okay, let's just go ahead and start tracking blood. So I'm tracking this blood. I get like 15, 20 yards away, and I'm into the thick where she ran. Well, I hate this because if by chance she was still alive, you can't see her. Like if you still saw her head up, you don't have time to back out.
Right.
You're going to be on top of her.
Right.
So I'm like, I hate this, but the blood looks good. I was comfortable with the shot. Let's do it. So I turn, she turns left and like walks like down this ravine, but not straight down. She like sideways, you know.
Yeah.
So she's walking down there. So I get like halfway down there and I hear like leaves move or something on top of this. So I'm going down this one ridge and up on this other ridge. I hear this on top. I look and there's a deer standing up there. I'm like, oh shit, is that her? So I'm looking for blood, any kind of sign that she's hurt. Nothing. And this thing ends up running off. Totally healthy, unscathed. I'm like, that can't be it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh crap, that was another deer here.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I'm still looking. I'm like, kind of freaked out. So I take like 3 more steps and I hear something else up there. I look and there's another deer. And this one's like kind of hunched back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it doesn't even see me, but it's hunched back on top of this hill. All of a sudden it doesn't run, but it like shuffles its feet real quick. And all I saw was the top half of the deer. You know what I'm saying? But I could tell it was hurting or something. It was doing something.
Right.
But it shuffled its feet real quick and it just disappeared over the hill. I'm like, okay, I don't like the looks of that.
Right.
And I was in doubt. You know, I quickly body checked, but it's so thick in there. You can't, it's hard to body check.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was always told that when in doubt, back it out.
Absolutely.
Why not wait? I mean, did I think she was dead right then? Yes. But if she's not, by that chance,
Yeah.
Let's say she's not, I don't want to lose it. I was like, I got all day. I'm going to back out, give her some time. If that was her.
Yeah.
So I back out. We go back to the truck. I'm reliving the shot, talking to my dad, talking to my brother, getting, picking their brain about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh yeah, the Deercast has that shot app.
Oh, I love that.
So it's like, I want to see what they're saying. So I brought it up, put the crosshairs where I shot it, and it brought up all these videos. And lo and behold, it was the craziest thing. There was a shot exactly how she was standing, and it was crazy. And like whoever shot this buck, it was a buck. That was the only difference.
Yeah.
Whoever shot this buck, but their arrow went exactly where mine is. And they said it's a lethal shot. They'll dive anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes, but there is chances because just how deer are made, and their organs are. There are chances that it could take a little bit longer than that. They said worst case scenario, wait 4 to 6 hours, it'll be dead. So I'm like, okay, screw it. I can't see a body. I'm in doubt. Let's just wait the 4 hours. I'm going to back out and wait 4 hours.
Yeah, and it's not like it was super hot out either.
No,
so you weren't like risking the meat rotting or anything like that. You were in
Right.
pretty good shape at that point.
Right. So I was like, I'm going to back out. We'll go get breakfast, chill out, and I'll come find her. So that's what we did. We went and got breakfast.
Was that like the longest meal of your life?
It sucked.
even just a doe, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
Man.
and, and especially when my dad, like, I showed them the blood and I told them the story, and they're like, "Dude, she's dead. Just go get her." I'm like, I don't feel comfortable,
Right.
and he was probably right. And when I ended the story, he was probably right.
Right.
But at that time, I'm like, what's wrong with waiting?
Yeah. What do you got to lose?
If it was hot, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But it was cool. So, and it was difficult going back to deer camp because I felt like everybody was thinking I put a bad shot on it.
Yeah.
I knew I didn't.
Right.
I knew the blood, and they saw the blood. But again, rages put so big of a cut, you're going to get blood no matter where you
for
hit it.
sure, dude.
So I knew I put a good shot on it. I knew what I saw. So it was tough. I ate. I was starving, so I ate. But I was like, the time went so slow, and so we got through with that 12:30 hit. I'm like, well, my brother Hunter. I was like, hey, let's go load in the trucks. Go ahead and get out there, and go look for this thing. So we get in the truck, drive all the way back to the farm, get out there, and I go right to where I stopped last. Well, I thought the blood was, so when I first saw those two deer take off, I was looking for blood, and it looked like it was petering out a little bit.
Yeah.
But she was also going downhill, so I'm thinking, okay, she was going a little bit faster.
Mhm.
And my brother was like, "Oh, there's blood over here," and here it goes, the freaking water garden hose again.
Yeah.
So we're following this blood. It goes all the way down to the bottom of this ravine, and you could see where she fell 3 times. I mean, it was just a bloodbath. I mean, just blood everywhere. And I'm like, oh, she can't be far. There's no way she made it up that hill.
Yeah.
So we're looking on the bottom of this hill, nothing. If we see, all of a sudden we see blood going up the hill. I'm like, God dang, So I was like, okay, it's going up to the spot where I saw 2 deer take off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wonder if I bumped her. So I'm freaking out.
Oh, for sure.
I'm
dude.
freaking out. I'm like, oh, I bumped her. It caught her eyes. But I did see blood going up the hill. So I'm like, okay, that's good. So I got up to the top of the hill, and there's still blood. And we walk a little bit farther, and there's still blood. And sorry, I was looking at the computer.
I
doing
know,
something
dude.
weird.
It's how much time we got left on this?
21 minutes.
21 minutes left. That's where we're at.
Oh, that's what we're at.
Okay. Yeah. And so, like, talking about time on this, little side note here, it only gives us like a certain amount of time we can record, like basically
30 minutes
per session.
Right.
So we have to that's why I always usually take a piss break or something because we got to restart the time and everything. So
we got some time, don't we? I mean,
yeah.
I'm not rushed.
No, who's rushing?
Right.
We got beer to drink,
Right.
dude.
Right. So we're good. So, and I'll try to make this fast, but we
No,
get
you're good, dude. Take your time, dude. We're deer hunting talking.
All
Dude.
right, we can do that.
We got bush light and deer talk, and we got all kinds of shit going
I
on.
love it. So we get to the top of this hill. I'm freaking out. I'm like, she made it on top of this hill. But there's still blood. So that's keeping me going. I'm like, okay. So before we took any more steps, I'm like, wait a second. Let's do a body check. Before I go any further. The blood was still good. But I was like, let's do a body check. So we're looking around. Nothing. I just happened to turn to my right, and through the thicket, I just see a little bit of white. Well, you don't see white in the woods like right now.
Right.
There's just no
right.
white. So I'm like, oop, I think that's her. So I real quietly walked around this bush where I could see, and I see it, the butt of an ass of a deer.
Yeah.
And she was laying down, but her head was down. It's like, okay, Hunter, there she is. I had my bow, but he had his bow too. I was like, get your bow, get an arrow on it, just in case.
Yeah.
I was like, you walk straight to her, and I'm going to come to the right, just in case. So if she spooks, maybe I can get a shot at her differently. And then I'm also looking for breathing if her belly's going up and down. So we do that. We get all the way up to where she's dead or dead, if that even made sense. But anyway, but she's dead, and she was actually honestly stiff. So she was dead for a while.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, when we were walking up to her, the leaves were tore up, and there's just blood everywhere, all over the trees.
It's like she'd been thrashed or something.
Yeah, so she went up there and just totally started losing it and just running circles real quick, and then she fell over.
Yeah.
And between her being stiff, and just how she was thrashing around, she was dead, like my dad said. She died pretty quick.
Right.
But I had that doubt.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, back it out. But like I said, we found her, big old doe, to drag out. We had to drag her to a fence because we couldn't get the four-wheeler past the fence.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to drag her 60 yards to the fence, which would be about died. You think you're in shape until you drag a deer.
I walk 60 yards and about died.
So we're dying. We get it across the fence, get on the four-wheeler, okay, finally. But took her out of there. But it was freaking awesome, man. That was Saturday morning.
Yeah.
So and then Saturday night was even awesome. I was like, okay, I'm now buck hunting.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I decided to go to Old Faithful, my stand. A lot of deer have been taken, a lot of big bucks been taken, a lot of big bucks have been seen out of the stand.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to give her a shot. And it hasn't been touched. I did it the first morning of deer season this year. That was it. But it hasn't been touched since. I climb up there, don't see much. So I'm like, okay, at 6 o'clock, I'm going to try something. I'm going to do a little bit of rattling. Nothing like no knockout, drag out.
Yeah,
Just like 2 little bucks, figuring it out. Like,
little time tickling.
yeah, thinking they know it all, but they don't. So 6 o'clock hit. I grabbed my rattle bag and gave just a little bit of rattles. So, like the 2 little bucks doing their thing. And I even got it and like hit it against my tree a little bit, so it sounded a little bit more realistic, you know? And it was like a little bit louder. So I did that for, I don't know, 15 seconds or maybe 30 at the most. And I put it back in my bag. And it was probably 2 minutes. I mean, I basically had time to put it back in my bag, stand back up and lean up, because I'm standing, lean up against my tree. And all of a sudden I look over through the thicket in this other ravine we have on this stand. And I see deer legs coming right to me. I'm like, no shit, So I'm looking, and I'm looking through the thick, and I see horns, but they look small. I'm like, I'm not gonna grab my bow.
Yeah.
Stand there. It gets closer, and I get another look at it, and it looks a little bit bigger. I'm like, oh shoot, that didn't actually look too bad. So I'm like, I better get my bow just in case. So I grab my bow. This thing walks up again, 10, 15 yards, eating acorns, broadside for 15 minutes. I get a video of it. It's probably 130-ish.
Yeah, it's at 120, 130.
Yeah, 120, 130. I mean, if it was gun season last day, yeah, I'd give him the hammer, but not in bow season.
Oh, yeah. Well, like last year, dude, especially the big deer I seen here, on camera, that is, not in person, because you know how last year went for me. But, no, dude, I seen, like, I was at my grandma's house hunting, and I'm in my stand, and we attempted a food plot last year, and it was a total disaster. I mean, we basically just killed the grass and had like a big bear spot, at the end of the day. But no, dude, this I wouldn't even call him like he was a little bit bigger than just a basket rack, but he wasn't nothing that I was like freaking out about, But yeah, he walked, I mean, literally right, and that patch was like, dude, 10, maybe 15 yards from the stand, and he walked out and stopped, looking away from me. The shoulder facing directly towards me was like forward. So, I mean, his vitals were just like basically like a shoot me sign on him,
Right.
And I like had my bow in my hand, and I was like, Cohen, don't shoot him. Don't shoot him. And I like really had to talk myself out of it, dude.
Right.
But now I look back on it, I'm like, well, I ate tag soup last year, dude. He's like, fuck, I should have shot his ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it was like some serious willpower, dude. That dude just standing right there, totally facing away. No idea I was even in the woods, man. He's just minding his own business, and I'm trying to talk myself out of it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, honestly, I did the same thing. So I'm not going to say exactly what they're going to score, probably. Let's just say I have, now 3. So, Cohen knows the 2 studs that I have on camera.
Oh, booners for sure.
One's huge. The other one's a big 9. I checked my cameras Saturday evening, and we had a new buck show up. I hate posting pictures of deer just because I don't want to brag, and it's like this secretly.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how there's a lot of people that touch on this. Like, it's almost like when you get a deer on camera, you like almost like
it's like yours.
You like claim the deer.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like nobody else can like have or see. Like, my cousin lives just across the road, and he'll send me trail cam pictures every once in a while, and I'm like looking for distinguished marks. Like, that better not be my fucking deer over there, dude.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, I wanted, like, oh, look what I got.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't want to let people know what you have.
Well, that's the thing too, dude. Is like, me personally, I'm not like this. Like, if somebody posts a picture of a big deer, I'm not like, oh, where's your property at? Where you at, man?
Right.
Because I mean, it is what it is, dude. I really don't give a shit. But it's kind of weird too how you don't want to post those things because then people are like that.
The next thing you know, it by chance someone has property that's adjoining to you. Now their tree stands on your fence line.
Oh yeah, dude,
or
for sure.
Just trespassing. They're spotlighting. I mean, it's just I don't want to take that risk. That'd make me sick.
Yeah, and here I don't think that they're hunters, but I do have like a trespassing problem here, and they're doing stupid shit. And it's not like they're, well, they are kind of fucking my deer hunting up. They mowed right through a known bedding area.
Right.
That kind of pissed me off. And then I was out the other day, dude, and there's just like bird feeders all over this place. They went and hung bird feeders all over my property. I'm like, what the fuck are these people doing, man? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm super skeptical about it. It's just kind of weird. But yeah, people do definitely get fucking weird about that. So, well, hey, we're gonna, our 30-minute, freaking mark's coming up here. So let's take a little quick break. It's gonna be about half a second for you guys, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah. Here we go. All right, guys, we're back.
All right,
We feel better.
a little bit better.
Another beer, another pee.
Another beer, another pee, another me. I don't know what I'm saying.
Hey, we're white. But no, I was gonna bring us back with like do you suffer from a soft dick? If so,
It's Jess.
oh, okay.
Just pulling up in that big old loud diesel truck.
Get the guns. Anyway,
So
so
in just a second, she's probably gonna bust through the door like, "What are you guys doing?" You're like, "Record the podcast. Get out of here, you guys."
Oh, shoot. But no, like I said, like about the deer though, we had this third. So we have one booner. I'll just go ahead and say that one. One real nice one, a 9 point,
And
and
then
then
that boy is thick,
yeah.
big old boy.
And then the third one, I tell you what, if I've ever seen a obese deer, it's this one. I swear, dude, he's so fat. I'll show you the picture. Greg.
Really?
Yeah, he's fat now.
Like-
Big old body.
Like
on
not
him.
even like Bill. He's just a fat boy.
No, he's fat.
really.
He's fat. Like I've never seen a deer this fat. But he has a set of antlers on him. I didn't know exact. If you hear a diesel, sounds
You can hear
badass,
it, yeah.
don't it?
Yeah.
Go, 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 go.
She'll probably start revving it up here in just a second, just loud as shit. Open the garage door, just blow smoke all over. Oh God, Jesus!
But anyway, yeah, he has a good set of antlers on him. I don't know what the exact point count. He just showed up. I didn't have any pictures all summer of him, but he's a nice. I must say probably a 10, but he's probably 150s class. I mean, he's a nice deer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I got that. But yeah, I mean, from Saturday morning, I think I saw 7 or 8 deer, plus the one I shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday evening, I saw that one buck came in on a rattle, eating acorns. So, dude, it's rut. This week is gonna be good, man. This rut's in.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of people killing big
Yeah,
deer.
there are some big ones hitting the ground.
Like the past couple weeks, it's been there's been some big deer. Don't get me wrong, like good. I'd shoot them all day long, but there's a dude in Delaware County. My God.
That was that one I sent you on Facebook.
Yeah, I think it was either. I think that was Delaware County, but that one was a giant.
Dude, I mean, I'm interested to see, is that world class or a record?
Oh, it's got to be something,
Dude, it's
dude.
huge.
For sure, sure.
Maybe we'll post that on our Facebook. I don't know how. I mean, surely that's not like
Yeah,
copyright
and-
thing.
No, I don't think so.
We should be able
The
to
guy
share
probably
it.
don't give a
We
shit.
can share it.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Probably a real good dude, I bet. Hopefully, but that deer was a giant. But this other one I saw, this guy had him in like the bucket of a tractor, and dude, I mean, it was like it made the tractor look small. I mean, this thing was a fucking monster. So this big old gnarly drop tine on him, dude, and I mean, he was just a big freaking deer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that in the Rut Report on Facebook, the one that I'm still a member of and haven't been kicked off yet. I mean, the guy, I'll have to say it though, for real, the guys on that page are pretty decent.
Right. That and Bucks of Indiana, they're pretty decent.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of people that, just from last week, what we were talking about and everything, we'll get too in deep at that. There's been a couple people on, like, the Rut Report that's kind of on the same path, like,
Mhm.
what the fuck are you people doing?
Right.
But, yeah, it is what it is, man, We won't get back down that rabbit hole, because I could go on all fucking day
Yeah.
about that.
I believe you're all pissed off.
Right. But no, dude, on that, the Rut Report, there's been some big fucking deer hitting the ground, man.
They have.
And
been.
some great shots on these deer, too. I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Fantastic shots.
And that's always a good thing too. Like I'm sure most people have a Facebook. So if you follow like Bucks of Indiana, the Rut Report one.
Mhm.
I think there was one more I follow. I can't remember the name. But like Bucks of Indiana for sure I follow, and I'm seeing a lot more mature big bucks hitting the ground,
Yeah.
which tells you their activity is starting to get a lot. It's starting to increase during the daylight hours,
Right,
Which
right.
that's a good thing too.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's different county than Clay, but it's right there.
Right,
So
right. Yeah, and that's, a couple people I've talked to as well, some of the deer that they're after is still kind of nocturnal,
mhm.
and, there's Jess. We called it. You'd be coming in here.
Aren't you guys so cute?
Yeah, we're recording right now. Go ahead, say hi, Jess. I know you want to. Get on the air, get famous.
I don't want to make you guys too famous.
Still gonna get-
but yeah, dude. What the fuck was I even saying?
Something we were talking about, like Facebook pages and
I
big
know where I was
deer.
going. I know where I was going. Yeah, no, there's been a couple people I've talked to that's still talking about the deer being nocturnal and shit.
Mhm.
So, but in some of these, I don't even know where the fuck Delaware County's even at. To be honest with you,
I'm not sure.
I have to
either.
look it up. I don't know if that's like northern, southern, where exactly, but
I think it's in Delaware County.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I
That's
mean,
where
it's in.
it's at.
It's in. Fuck you.
It's in Indiana
Yeah,
somewhere.
it's in fucking Indiana. Okay.
Actually, I think it's down south. Because down south does have some nice deer.
Oh yeah, but I was wondering. I guess just kind of with the weather and shit, because I know up north, I think it's been getting pretty cold.
Yeah, they've already had snow, I think.
Yeah, I think in Michigan or Iowa. I think I don't watch the news, dude. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But I was just curious. Basically, what I was getting at here was the weather and what kind of activity we're seeing versus some places like here. Yeah, there's been a couple mornings it's been cold,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not been like cold.
No.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think this Sunday, I think the high or the low was like 26 or something.
Yeah, I
dude.
saw some cold.
And
on
I'm
there.
like, oh my god.
Those cold snaps will get those deer moving.
Oh,
on their
yeah.
feet.
Especially because I think the rest of this week, or maybe it's next week. Maybe it's next Sunday. I don't even fucking know, dude. I don't even know what day it is. What's today? Monday?
Wednesday.
Holy shit, is it Wednesday?
You think it's Monday?
Fuck, I had yesterday off, dude.
I thought it was
always
Friday this morning. I was pissed off when I found out it was Wednesday.
It always fucks me up. Just, I have Tuesdays off, Sundays and Tuesdays. So, like, when Wednesday rolls around, I'm like, that's kind of like my Monday.
Yeah.
And Monday's kind of like my Friday. It's fucking weird, dude.
Right.
But, holy shit, Wednesday. Wow. But anywho, maybe it is this Sunday. I don't even know. I have to look at the weather now because I'm all fucked up. But I know it's supposed to be super fucking cold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll
And
take it.
even yeah, yesterday was Tuesday. Okay, yeah, yesterday was Tuesday because I went hunting yesterday morning.
Mhm.
I even
Yes, you-
broke out the winter jacket yesterday
Oh, I know, dude.
when I was in the state because it was fucking raining, dude. It was cold. And,
But that's the best, dude. I saw so many deer on my way to work that morning, and then on my way back because yesterday it rained all day. It was kind
yeah,
of.
we seen some deer in the field on the way back from the shop.
Oh, that's we did.
Yeah.
One was a buck.
Yeah, one was
yeah.
a decent buck. It didn't look like he was anything crazy, but
Right.
I mean, fuck, antlers in the daytime is always a good sign.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, I don't care if they're a spike.
Yeah,
Antlers
sure.
in the daytime is antlers in the daytime.
that's what I'm saying, dude. I'd rather see 100 spikes than no deer at all.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and that's kind of how my season's going. I haven't really seen a whole lot, especially here. And I think here, especially with these dipshits next door, is they mowed through the fucking bedding area, like straight. And it's not like they just like clear cut mowed it.
Right.
Like they just mowed a line through the center of it. I'm like, what the fuck are you shitting me? And it's not like it's on their property; it's on my fucking property.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another battle in itself. But my stand is in that nice oak patch.
Mhm.
There's fucking acorns everywhere, dude.
Right.
And they just cut the corn. So I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know if that's got something to do with them being dickheads and they're always out there shooting too. So that kind of kicks my ass. And
Yeah.
the other neighbor's doing construction. So, even though we live real far away,
Mhm.
when there's nothing in between us and they're fucking sound like they're setting bombs off doing construction over there, dude. It's like
Right.
I was sitting at my stand. I was like, I literally almost got out of the stand. He was like, boom. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing over there, man?
Right. Right.
If it wasn't deer season, they'd be super quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
Oh,
just
of
the way it
course.
goes.
Right. Of course.
And I don't know if that's got something to do with it. I mean, I know deer operate in mysterious ways and do their thing, but it's definitely kind of kicking my ass. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, it is annoying. I mean, I like to just sit in the woods in the quiet.
And that's another thing too, is like, what did I go? Sunday, I think it was Sunday morning. I went out. I didn't see anything. I haven't seen a deer here on this property this year yet, personally. It kind of sucks, but I didn't see anything. But still, dude, like it was just like one of the mornings where I got in the stand and everything was just like, it felt so good,
Mhm.
and
Right.
I didn't see anything, but it was such a good hunt.
Right.
It's fucking weird, even though I didn't see shit. I mean, I didn't get out of the stand like, oh, fuck this, I don't care, I actually got out and I was like, damn, that's a good hunt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
Right. I mean, you'll have mornings where you'll get in the stand. You're like, oh, this is a good morning,
Mhm.
and you see every deer in the county.
Right.
And then there's mornings you'll be in there and man, this is a good morning, and see nothing, not
Yeah.
even a squirrel, and you're like, am I in Indy
Yeah,
downtown.
Am I in fucking Mars right now?
Right,
What's going on, dude?
right. So I mean, it's crazy how it works like that. But honestly, dude, I think your property, yeah, you know, they're shooting and stuff. That's not affecting the deer. I'm just saying. But you might not be seeing deer here right now, but that's not always a bad thing
Mhm.
because especially when, okay, closer we get to gun season, you have those gun hunters that
Oh,
only
yeah.
hunt gun season.
Yep.
They're going to be checking that's when they check their stands.
Yeah.
That's when they hang their stands. That's when they get ready for gun season, right?
Straight weekend warrior guys.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So there's going to be a lot more people in the woods at that point, putting pressure on other properties.
Yeah.
Which means if yours is no pressure, where are they going to go?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No,
so-
that's like how I try to think of it because I try to stay as optimistic as I can because I know you can get burnt out so fast.
Right.
You know, you can really bum yourself out
Mhm.
and just fuck your whole year mentally. You
Right,
know,
right.
and just as you know, deer hunting is not. I don't want to say it's necessarily like a physically demanding. I guess we can call it a sport, but it kind of is in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it tests you mentally.
oh, mentally, but I was gonna say, dude,
And
physically,
physically?
it's not so bad unless you're killing something and dragging it. Then yes, you get your ass wore out.
Right.
But mentally, like it can really fucking wear on you
Right.
if you got the wrong mindset going in. You know, if you go out every hunt and you're expecting to see a monster deer and you're not, then yeah, you're gonna blame yourself out.
Mhm.
But you got to realize, like, when you go deer hunting, it's hunting, not
Right.
killing,
Right.
and it's not even seeing deer.
Mhm.
It's you're taking a good possibility you go in the woods and don't see a fucking thing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So that's kind of where I try to keep myself. Like when I go out and I sit in the stand, if I don't see a damn deer, at least I'm not at work.
Mhm.
You know?
Oh yeah. How's that saying go?
A bad day of work's or no, a good day of hunting's better than a bad day, or
A bad day-
of hunting's better than a good day at work. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true, though. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong. I like to see a deer too. And I was thinking about this. It was Saturday evening after I saw that buck. I mean, I'm thankful for every deer I just get to see.
Right.
Just eat one deer. I'm just like, oh, that's awesome.
And it's almost like when you see a deer, after, like, just say, we'll call it a dry spell. Okay.
Mhm.
After you don't see a deer for a while, and then you finally see a deer, and it could be like a spike, dude, or
Right.
something small. Like you saw a deer, and it's like, you're just like rejuvenated.
Right.
You're like back, and you're like, fuck yeah, I can sit here another 28 hours in this stand today.
Right.
You know,
You know, and that's where I kind of get sick of some of the. And I'm not going to say all of them, but some of the hunting shows. I get sick of seeing it because like everybody watches these shows or gets on YouTube and sees these shows and they're seeing 15 to 25 to 30 deer,
Yeah.
and they're passing little ones all day long, and there's these big ones that they're even passing. You're like, geez, I would just love to see one of those deer
No
one
shit,
time I'm
dude.
hunting,
Yeah.
but that's not reality.
No, fuck
It's
no.
not, because most of those people they're either at an outfitter
Mhm.
that's has them on a clock where they're going to be like, okay, this buck, what buck do you want to shoot? Oh, I want that big 10. Okay, well, you're going to have to hunt this stand at 7 o'clock, approximately 7 o'clock. He's going to walk over from the east, and he's going to stop at this acorn tree, and all you got to do is put it up behind the shoulder.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or-
It's it's fucking scripted,
Right,
dude.
right. Or they just have, it's a high fence, and they have so many deer in there. It's like, of course you're going to see 50,000 deer.
Yeah.
Because there's 100,000 there,
Yeah.
and there's only 15 acres.
Yeah, dude.
So I think people see that and they go out in their woods expecting to see the same amount of deer, and they're like, well, what the hell? I'm not seeing. Oh, this property sucks. No, it doesn't. I know a guy, and I'm not gonna name drop him. He's in the local. Was in the local. I've transferred since then, but he was in a local Plumbers and Steamfitters that I was on, and he has, I think, 15 acres, if that, maybe 10.
Yeah.
And I think only half of that's. I think he only had like 5 acres that's huntable.
Oh,
That's it.
really?
And that's what he hunts. And he kills monster deer, bucks, out of
Yeah.
it every
Well, they say
year.
like when you're driving down the interstate and you see these like little patches of trees and shit
Mhm.
that you would never think about. I
Right.
mean, you think about it, dude. I mean, even me personally, dude. I see a little bitty like quarter-acre patch of a thicket. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go hang a stand in there. You know, I personally
Right.
wouldn't. You know what I mean? But fuck, these deer, they're not stupid. They
Mhm.
know that. That's safe.
Right.
You know, so they're gonna go in there. They're gonna lay down. So these people in these small little plots like that, sometimes
They're the best ones.
are killing giants.
Right. And that's the thing that, and I had this conversation almost every year with my dad and my brother. But there's so many hunters, and I hear it myself. There's so many hunters out there that are like, they think they have to go to the biggest and thickest woods. That's where the deer are. Yeah, maybe. I mean,
yeah.
it is. But you'll be surprised because I rabbit hunt after deer season. I coyote hunt, rabbit hunt. So rabbit hunt, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
And rabbits like the thick, but they also like tree rows in between fields and stuff. You'd be surprised how many big deer we bump out of those tree rows, or in just little, like might be 4 trees there with like 4 sticker bushes in it, and there's a big buck laying right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And they love it because excuse me, I keep burping because beer makes me do that, but but big bucks do that because they can see 360 around them.
Yeah.
They can smell 360 around them, and then they at the same time they have thick. And there's so many people that think you have to have these. You have to have 100 acres and it has to be thick to kill a big buck. No, you'd be surprised how little of property you have to kill deer.
Right. Yeah, it's all about hunting where the deer feel safe.
Right, and I'm not saying you're going to see the quantity. I mean, yeah, if you had 5 acres, you're probably not going to see 15 deer a night or 7 maybe.
Right.
But I'm not going to count out that big buck cruising through there, especially in the rut, because big bucks, they don't care. At that point, the light bulb switch, they're only thinking about one thing, and they go where they go.
Yeah, and that's the thing too is I think this kind of gets overlooked because I used to catch myself doing the same thing. It's like, oh, well, this property is this or this property is that. Deer don't know fucking property lines.
Right.
You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
don't give 2 shits about your fence that's there or trying to
Exactly.
keep your cattle or whatever you've got, you know?
Mhm.
They don't give 2 shits. They're going where they want to go.
Right.
You know, the deer's range doesn't stop at your property line
Right.
or your neighbors or the neighbors' other. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
go where, like you said, wherever they want to fucking go, they're going.
Exactly. And this is a crazy thing. It actually blew my mind. Like, how in the hell? But it happens. So I work in downtown Indianapolis right now. And we went to lunch break one day, me and my foreman did. And we're driving down downtown Indy, and there's this ball diamond. It was like a peewee ball diamond or
Yeah.
whatever, but it was in the city. Like there's maybe like 4 trees behind it, maybe a creek behind it, but like it was just houses everywhere. We're in a city, and we look in this ball diamond, and there's 3 bucks, decent ones,
Really?
decent bucks. This was a couple weeks ago. 3 decent bucks standing in the middle of the ball diamond, eating the grass in the ball diamond.
No shit.
And I'm like, where did these guys come from?
Yeah,
but they're
dude.
just standing there. They don't care.
Right.
They know they're safe.
Yeah,
And
dude.
it's like you're in downtown Indy, and there's 3. I'm gonna honestly say they were probably 130, 140. No, they're not. So no giants, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that'd be happy to kill
Oh,
those things.
I would be.
But
You know?
you know what I'm saying? But there were some nice deer in the middle of Indy. So if they're there, you come out here to the rural areas where we live, it doesn't matter if you have 5. You're going to see a deer. There's
Yeah,
going to be a deer come through there one time. Just be patient. Keep hunting it. You will kill a deer.
Right. But don't over hunt it
Yes.
because you will
And-
burn that shit out.
That's the only thing is if you have one property of 5 acres, that's the downfall of that is you can't hunt it all the time because you
Right.
don't burn it out fast.
Right.
If you have a lot of property, yes, you can spread it out. But I think it's and this is just me. I've not tried it. I've been very fortunate with the property we have to hunt. But I think it'd be easier to get permission to hunt 5 to 10 acres than a big chunk of 400 and
Oh yeah,
some
dude,
acres.
for sure. For
You know,
sure.
So, and especially get the bigger chunks, they're leasing it out.
Mhm.
So, and if you can't afford that too. So, but I think it'd be easier to get, little chunks anyway. than
Yeah,
a big chunk.
and I think we're definitely very fortunate in the situation we've got. You
Mhm.
know, I mean, that's me, you, and Tanner all
Right,
combined.
Yeah, between me, you, and Tanner, we have a lot to hunt.
You know, and Tanner, he's got a good bit. You got a shitload. You know,
Right.
I don't have like crazy amount, but I've got enough where if I feel like like my woods here at home is getting pressured a little bit,
Mhm.
I can go elsewhere
Right.
and let it cool down. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
and,
that's
and we're all close enough where, and I told Cohen this, and I think Tanner this too, is some guys will have a property and they have a big buck or 2 big bucks or just bucks in general, and they'll take their buddies out there and they said, well, you can shoot anything but that one big buck. Yeah, I get it at a point, but at the same time, isn't killing it?
yeah,
I mean, yeah, of course I would like to kill it.
no, definitely.
But I'd rather one of us 3 kill it, or my dad or my grandpa or my brother kill it, than the neighboring property.
yeah,
You
dude,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I'm going to be just as excited and just as happy as if you kill it.
I
Or
think
anybody?
honestly, like me personally, I get so much enjoyment out of watching somebody else succeed, and I don't want to mean that as me fail and them succeed. Like prime example right here is the hunting. What you're talking about,
Mhm.
if if we go out to, let's just say we go to your place, me, you, and Tanner just kills a fucking monster, dude, I'm gonna be like, I'll probably be more excited than he will be.
Right.
Honestly, I'm like just so pumped. And if he came here to my house and he smoked a giant, or you smoked a giant, dude, I'd be so fucking happy for you.
Right.
You know, because I guess I personally don't have that ownership mentality of a deer.
Right.
Like I joke about like if my cousin Jeremy had one, it was like, oh, that's my fucking deer. You know, I joke about that shit. But
Right.
if a big one crossed over the road and went to his place and he smacked it, or his daughters that hunt
Mhm.
smacked it, dude, I'd be so fucking excited. It's not even funny, dude.
Right.
You know?
And what I look at too is if someone come on the property, because I feed all year, like summer, spring, winter. Now I don't obviously feed during season.
Yeah.
I do that legally, but I feed all year. I run cameras. I'm always out in the woods. I'm always fine tuning stands. I'm scouting a hunt all the time. Even when I'm hunting something else, I'm scouting. And sorry,
Get that out of there, bud.
it's out of there.
You need another drink of that bush latte.
That's what's getting ready to go down. But you know, I put all this work into it, and some people will be like, "Well, I put all this work into it. I want to kill this deer." Well, just because someone else kills it, like let's say you killed a deer out there, you know, the big buck I'm after, the biggest buck I'm after. Let's say you killed it. Yeah, I mean, I've been like, man, that would have been nice to kill, but I get some gratification. A, you killed it. I'm happy as hell for you. Second, I helped because
Yeah.
I scouted. That means the gratification I get is I put that stand there.
Right.
I
dude, for sure.
found
You
it.
know it worked.
Yeah, I knew the stand worked. What I did was right. You know, patterning was right. Feeding, keeping them there on the property was right. So
Mhm.
I still get that gratification. Like
Right.
I helped get him that.
Yeah, just because you personally didn't kill that deer, you
Right.
still like everything fell in line because of what you were doing to get that person on that deer to kill.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that goes back to another feeling of mine too, is, you know, you're gonna have some people that you don't ever talk to, and they want to get with you when it's deer season to hunt or something like that. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's
right.
got that person. And my view on it too is if you come and you put in, dude, it's not even like you put in the work. Like if you fucking talk to me every single day and maybe come out and help me check a trail camera,
All right.
for sure, dude. Like, yeah, we'll fucking get you set up for something. But if I don't hear from you for 2 years and you find out I've got property and you're like,
Oh, let's go hunt
yeah, I'm like,
for nothing.
yeah, how about you go fuck yourself, dude?
Right.
And it's not because I don't want you to kill something or I don't want you to be successful. It's just being a good fucking
It's
person.
being used. You don't want to be used.
The fuck, I'm the
Yeah.
last guy.
Right.
I can probably just go ahead and say I'm the last guy out of us three, me, you, and Tanner,
Mhm.
that's gonna be fucking treated like I'm gonna get used.
Oh, we know.
Because I don't know, like maybe you guys out there listening, if you haven't got the memo yet, I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I want, whenever I want, and I'm not doing it just to be a dick either. You know, I don't just go out of my way to piss people. Wow, holy shit, words. I don't go out of my way to just piss people off. If I've got something to say, it's for a good fucking reason.
And I'm just saying, I'm being 100% truthful. He was a lot worse. At
Oh,
one time.
dude, it was so bad.
Like, I mean, you can honestly you could count on the F word every other word,
Oh, I
and
know.
I'm not exaggerating.
Dude is. And now it's kind of crazy to think back because yeah, for sure, dude. When I talked, I mean, when I first got my job where I work now,
Mhm.
I mean, I seriously, when I was talking, I bet people thought I was fucking stupid when I was talking on the phone because I was like trying to think about every word I said.
I can imagine that.
So I
too.
didn't say like fuck or something to a customer, you know?
right.
And it was, I mean, it was seriously a transition period. It was tough.
Mhm.
But now, I mean, something like a setting like this, you know, I just say whatever I want
Mhm.
anyhow, so
Right.
it doesn't really fucking matter. But oh yeah, dude, for sure. When I was like talking to somebody that, you know, maybe I need to be a little more professional with or stuff like that, they probably think like, dude, this guy's dumber than shit. You know?
Right.
Just the way I was talking because I was trying to filter myself so bad. But now I'm to the point now where I can hold a professional conversation and not have to think about it. You
Right,
know, it's
right.
just growing up. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
and
Getting
becoming-
older, mature, and a little
Yeah,
bit
you
more.
know.
I mean, you always mature.
Yeah.
Maybe. Sometimes I don't think I do.
I don't know, dude. When I'm playing Warzone, oh, dude.
And I'm 28 years old and still play games. Yes.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
I mean, I think there's a lot of people that do the same
Oh,
thing.
There's like 70-year-old guys out there just freaking wrecking Warzone right
Oh,
now.
I'm sure.
Been on there right now playing like oh, fucking 28 kills, noob. What do you got today? You know?
So I just came from the deer woods and I just work 10 hours a day. I'm just trying to have fun. You know? But-
For sure, dude.
But-
For sure. But yeah, it's back. What the fuck? Oh, I know what I was saying now. Back to the people being dicks and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you stay in close contact and you're always around, and
At least try.
yeah, just fucking try. You know, it is what it is, man. If you're a good fucking person, then I'm gonna help you as much as I physically can.
Right, right.
You know. But if you try to use me, like, I'm gonna tell you to get fucked
Yeah.
10 times out of 10,
Oh, yeah. I'm the same way.
guaranteed.
I'm only nice. I feel like I'm a really nice guy. Like I'll do anything for you. Maybe too much.
And
And
been
I'll
that
get
way.
burned. I'll get burned a lot. But there still comes a time where enough's enough, and then I become a guy you don't want to be around.
Yeah, dude, and
Is this how I
that's
am?
typical, dude.
Right.
3 years ago, oh fuck,
Right.
I was a prick. I'll be honest, dude, I was a prick, man. I just didn't care. I didn't
Right.
have a filter. I never had that professional setting.
Mhm.
You know, the military makes it that way. If what you say is what you say, and it doesn't matter. I mean, you don't have to go into a meeting with a suit on and be concerned about what somebody's going to think. Like,
No, you're out there for one thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And what you say is what you say, and it don't matter who doesn't like it. You know,
Exactly.
like like now, you know, if I said some,
If someone called in and complained, and you said "get effed,"
yeah,
I kind of slow. It depends on when I say that word. I got to be really riled up.
I don't. Yeah, but no, dude. Like, if I had like when I was in still, if one of my guys said something or did something stupid, whatever came out of my mouth came out of my mouth. You know. But now you got to be a little more cautious, and probably in the military these days, you probably have to be the same way. I've been out for 3 years. I really don't know. I mean, I'm sure shit's changing every day, but if if I said some shit that I said to my guys when I was in to my current employees now, I would be like fired yesterday for sure. But that's the thing about it too. I do have some great freaking employees for sure. What are you doing?
The computer about ready to die.
Oh shit! Plug that in.
I am. But anyway, hey, one thing as I try to plug this in frantically. Actually, say something. Just talk going.
What do you want me to say, dude?
Oh, I don't know.
So
I'm distracted.
Seth didn't think this. You're gonna rip your mic off the stand, dude. Oh, watch your headphones, bro. So Seth didn't think this through. Okay, I'll go ahead and talk about our setup too, because we did get a whole
Okay,
new
there we go.
setup.
Oh yeah. Hopefully it sounds better to us. We did some test runs. We think it sounds a hell of a lot better.
Oh yeah,
We also spent some money on this one.
yeah, and that's the thing
But-
too. I mean, I ordered last week's episode when we did it.
We were cringing. the
Oh,
whole
it's
time.
horrible, and sorry that it sounded like shit.
The first one didn't sound bad. The second one was horrible. This one we think it sounds a lot better. But I'm just saying this real quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, dude, good.
But we are putting our all on this. If you guys haven't told or can't
Been
see,
able to tell. That's
Yeah,
the word you're
yeah,
looking for.
but yeah, we're really trying. We're actually spending money on this. Not that we're not trying to get rich on this. This is something we like to do.
Yeah, it's
Spread
super fun.
knowledge. Yeah, I mean, just something to do, I guess. But we are trying to make this better for you guys to enjoy. So I don't want you guys thinking we're just half-assing this podcast just to try to make a quick buck, because that's not. There's no money in this right now.
Oh fuck no, dude.
So
No, even if we were making money, we're not gonna make the money we're spending.
no.
You know,
Right,
but
exactly.
fuck it, dude. I mean,
What else are you gonna do with it?
yeah, exactly, and this is like, I wish we would have done this sooner,
Me too.
and not
Me
because
too.
I could give two shits less if I was famous. I don't give two fucks. You know,
Right.
it's just the person I am. I don't care. But this is just like such a good time, and not only do we get to talk to the viewers, like the 7 of them. Not only,
I will say we're in Portugal now.
oh no shit,
We had some Portugal. I don't know if they even. What do they speak? What do they speak in Portugal?
dude. That's the thing about foreign countries is
It could be anybody, I guess.
America. I love America. Don't get me wrong, but America's the only nation that doesn't speak like 28 languages. You know,
Right,
everybody
right.
speaks English here, and you talk Spanish, and like, what the fuck are you saying?
Right.
You know, but yeah, most of the world is very diverse in their languages and shit. So
Right.
like, I'm sure the people
And-
in Portugal are like, I don't know if they're whitetail hunting.
And it could
Probably
be,
not.
and it could be a military person, maybe out there. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be.
Who
You never know.
knows? But I mean, I thank you,
Yeah, dude.
Portugal. Thank you, Ireland. Thank you, United States. Whoever's listening. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
And actually, really quick, we have 1 minute. I gotta stop this
Let's
recording.
just go ahead and stop it real quick and start back up.
Okay, here we go. And stopping. Okay, we're back again.
Fucking 30 minutes.
30
dude.
minutes is not long enough.
We gotta figure something
We're
out.
at an hour right now, which I do have to probably go pick up not probably. I do have to go pick up my little one. But
we'll get it figured out.
we'll get there.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I do want to say something because I promised I would. So we had a couple people write in. One in particular, Kyle Withrow. Thank you, dude. Thank you for writing in. He listens to every single one of our podcasts and loves them.
You the man.
Yeah.
You
So
the
thank you
man.
for that. Keep listening. Hopefully we keep. And he said he wanted to say that he's learned a lot from our podcast. So
Good, dude.
we're not really idiots.
Yeah, I'm glad that he can listen to a bunch of drunk, bubbling fucking idiots and
Right.
actually learn something.
Right, and
you
he
know?
does. He enjoys it. He said he learned, especially last week. It was about the pre-ret shot placement and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So he said he learned a lot. Like I said, hopefully we can keep doing that for you. But I promised him because he wanted us to hit on some broadheads here.
Okay, let's
So-
hit it.
So I've not used every broadhead out there. I've tend to stick with them a while to really give them a test run. So when I first started out, it was Muzzy, but Muzzy was really all they had at that point.
Yeah.
I like them, but here's I'm just gonna guess cut to the chase. When I went to, now that I'm at Rage, I can't go back.
Oh no,
I
dude.
can't.
There's no way.
But I guess if you're a Muzzy guy, Muzzy's it. My thing when I look at, I want a quick, clean, and I want a blood trail.
Mm-hmm.
Muzzy, when I used Muzzy, it killed them, but it was like a speck here, maybe a glob here. It didn't matter if you hit him in the heart or not. I didn't see the blood trail that I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
So I got away from Muzzy. I used some like Fred Bear. They're actually like old school broadheads, but they use them for compound too now. Was not a fan of those. Let's see, what else did I use? I think after that I went straight to Rage, and I used the first Rage ever, which was like the cut on impact with the small tip. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I used those, loved them. I used the 3-blade. The 3-blade's good. My thing is the 2. You can't go wrong with 2, 2.5, whatever. 2.3.
Beer me.
Another beer coming up. Get it while it's cold.
Yeah.
Man, you have a nice stack going
We're
over
doing
there.
good, dude.
We can make a pyramid. Anyway, so but once I started with those Rages, I tried the 3-blade, and I mean it did a good job. But man, I'm telling you, you cannot beat that 2-blade. And I will post this picture for sure. I'll just try to post every picture, but I'll show you the picture that I have of the entry wound of the doe that I shot Saturday morning. It's as big as my hand, long, like from fingertip to where your palm starts. It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, 2.5 cut, 2.5 inches. Plus, you have the skin that rips a little.
Yeah.
And I'll show you the blood trail. They die quick. The blood trail, there's none of this getting on your hands and knees or really looking for blood. It's like you look 50 yards ahead of you and you see blood.
Yeah.
So I'm a Rage dude. Probably will never leave, like I said, unless they do something dramatic.
And that's the thing too with like broadheads and shit. Everybody's got something that works for them,
Right.
but especially with the Rage, because I'm a Rage guy too. You know, and when I don't even know what I first started using, dude. Honestly, I can't even tell you. I think it was just when I was younger, I just bought a compound bow off this guy's at PSE,
Mhm.
and it came with like some field points, some broadheads. I have no idea what brand they were. They were fixed. I know they're fixed blade.
Right.
And yeah, when I got home again and I started bow hunting, yeah, the first thing I picked was Rages. Yeah, and I just happened to really stumble upon them. And I was at Rural King. They had a pack of them. I bought them, and the first year I shot with them, I was like, "Holy shit, dude!" I mean, it was insane.
Right.
Really, like when you shoot a deer and you see the blood spraying out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know that's something serious. And
Oh yeah.
and not only is it easy for us tracking, this is kind of where I was trying to go with this.
Mhm.
Not only is it an easy track job, it's ethical. It's quick.
Right. It's
dude.
quick.
It's quick.
Yep.
But go ahead.
No, I totally agree with that too. Like, so I use the small cut-on impacts. Never had a problem with those, but I don't even think they make those anymore. Maybe you can get them online. I don't know. I haven't seen them in the stores. Then they came out with the hypodermics. I tried them. Did not like them. They have a small point. What I found out is it's like a needle, right?
Yeah.
And you hit a bone, it's not gonna like really break through the bone.
Mhm.
The way they look, I know guys that kill deer with them. I'm not saying they don't work. There's ribs, you're definitely gonna hit a rib.
Right.
So, and then if you hit the shoulder, what's it doing? Well, then they came out with the chisel tip. I bought some of those. And actually that year, on not really my fault, the deer jumped the string a little bit and turned, but I hit the shoulder. Now, I did not find that deer. I was sick to death. Sick, whatever. Oh, yeah, I was sick to death.
Super sick.
I was super sick. But anyway, so there was a good blood trail, and then it just petered out. And we never did find that deer. But I did some research, and people said that because those rages, the only downfall those blades are thin. They are.
Yeah,
thinner.
they are. They
They're
are.
a high grade steel, but they're thin. And you got to think, a shoulder blade's a big bone. I mean, when you hit that thing, it's whack. I mean,
Yeah,
you could hear
Hear
it.
it smacking.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah.
So a lot of people were saying that they think the blades are breaking when it hits that bone, which I can totally see, or
Mhm.
bending, and then
Yeah.
you're not getting that cut, and it's not it's not getting what you want.
Right.
So, I mean, it doesn't matter what broadhead you have at that point, a shoulder blade or shoulder blade. But I'm like, let's not. Why have a chisel point? I want cut. Most of the time I'm hitting it right in the boiler room, so I want cutting.
Yeah.
So then they came out with the Rage Extremes, but they have a and I maybe post some of the. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you can look them up on Google, but they have the big cut on impact. I mean, it looks like a fixed blade in the front with the 2.5 inch on the back.
Yeah, those are nuts looking, dude, for sure.
They're nasty,
I
but
think you can-
they fly still like field points, and that's what I like about Rage too. They fly like a field point. So when you sight your bow in the summer with a field point, you put those Rages on, they shoot the same.
Yeah.
No sight in. Muzzies, you got to sight your bow back in.
Mhm.
Any fixed blade, really, you got to sight your bow back in.
Right.
So that's what I like about that. And some people don't like the expandables because that's something else that can go wrong. Let me tell you something. When they first came out with expandables, they was like a Spitfire, and there was another one, the Wasp, I think it was. But they were a expandable. But how they opened up is when you hit the deer, they had to open from the front, swing all the way around, and then to the back.
Oh yeah.
They opened big. I mean, I'm trying to explain it, but the blades had to hit the height of the deer, open long ways all the way around.
Yeah, from the front to the back.
Yeah, front to the back. The Rages, it hits the hide, and it just shoots straight back. There's no opening to
Yeah.
it. They just shoot straight back. So you're getting cut on impact, or you're getting cutting faster, and your blades are deploying.
Mhm.
So the technology has came a long way.
Yeah, and I actually use the chisel tips.
Mhm.
Actually, I shot a buck. Maybe it was a little high in the shoulder. I mean, granted, if you shoot the shoulder dead on, you might as well just like fucking, you're
Right.
fucked no matter what you do. But I think I hit him a little high in the shoulder, so it wasn't as solid. And that's kind of what sold me on, because that was the first deer I killed with the Rage chisel tip.
Mhm.
And dude, I mean, it just straight punched his ass good,
Right.
and the fucking cut was insane on the deer.
Mm-hmm.
It pushed in there. Granted, I didn't get a full pass through.
Right.
You
But
know?
you're not probably going
No,
to.
absolutely not. But still, I actually got him in one lung in the heart.
Right. Yep.
So I mean, I was sold kind of there, and then the second deer that I shot with him, it was a clean pass through, and I mean, dude, the freaking the hole that thing smacked in there,
Oh yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So I'm still using the chisel tips. I bought a set of arrows off of a guy, and they had the hypodermics on there.
Mm-hmm.
Have never shot a deer with the hypodermics. And I'm kind of the same way you are right now with your setup. And everybody's kind of the same way. I feel until it fails you, you're gonna stick with it.
Right.
Why
right.
change it if you don't need to?
Exactly. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Like my setup,
Let's talk about setups. What are you running right now?
like you talking like bow everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm shooting a Matthews Monster. I think it's like a 2-3-year-old bow now. They got it for a steal. But I'm a Matthews guy. Like I will probably never leave Matthews.
I used to be.
I'm a
I
Matthews
used
guy.
to be.
But I shoot a Matthews Monster, 65 pounds ish. The sight, I want to say True Glow, but don't hold me. It was either True Glow or Trophy Ridge, one of the two. But it's a 4-pin. And then I shoot Black Eagle deep impacts, which I absolutely love. They are a smaller diameter arrow, but now I'm not talking like another guy that has deep impacts, because obviously they're going to shoot probably the same.
Yeah.
But I've shot against a lot of other people that have just any other kind of carbon arrow, and they have not beat me on the penetration.
Oh, well,
I've beat them 3, 4, 6 inches on some of them.
Yeah, well, even when we shot that day here, because I got the standard diameter, I got some cheaper blood sport arrows.
Mhm.
I got them for a steal off a guy. I mean, you can't pass up a good deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even because I was kind of wondering, like, well, I don't know what your bow is set at.
Mhm.
Mine's like 60, 65-ish. I haven't really had it measured, so I don't know. I bought it used off a guy. But when you were shooting your deep impacts and we were shooting the same target, and I was putting the standard diameter arrows I have, I mean, you had like significant,
Right.
penetration.
It wasn't like half inch, an inch. It was.
I mean, it was like 6, 7 inches.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
yeah.
huge. And then I'm like, maybe I didn't know what you were shooting. I'm like, dude,
Right.
let me see one of them arrows. Let me shoot it. And I shot one
The
of my
same
arrows.
arrow out of his same bow.
Yeah, I shot one of my arrows, and then I shot one of his next to it, and I was like, holy shit, dude. I mean, I was sold right there.
There was nothing changed besides the arrow.
Yeah, that was it.
And there was a significant change in.
Yeah, so
Right.
actually yesterday I went and bought a set of deep impacts.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's kind of late in the ball game now to change your whole setup. Because
Yeah,
I
I
have to
wouldn't
re-sight
change.
in and everything,
Yeah.
just a smaller arrow.
Right.
That'll probably be a next year deal, but I'm also kind of looking to get the new bow next year.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but go on with your setup. My bad.
No, you're good. No, you're good. Yeah, I shoot the deep impacts. I have the Blazer vanes. I have the it's not Illuminox. It's a different company.
Like nocturnal or
I want to say Nocturnal, but don't hold me to it.
okay.
And then
Lighted Nox.
Yeah, Lighted Nox, and then the Rage Extreme is my setup.
Okay.
So what about you?
I've got a Hoyt Charger 2015 model. I'm running a QAD drop away rest.
Mhm.
I think I've got a True Glow. Where's it at?
It's right back there. I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I've got a True Glow sight on it. Yeah, I'm running the stupid Bloodsport Punisher, or no, the Bloodsport Hunter arrows.
Mhm.
Nothing crazy. And I've got the Rage Chisel Tip 2.3 inch cut extreme. I fucking love those things, dude.
Dude, Rage.
They're so
Nocturnal are
dope.
good, yeah.
I do, and I had that Matthews switchback before.
Good, damn good bow. I've had
I
one of
kicked
those.
myself in the ass for selling that thing,
I
dude.
sold it to my dad, dude. It was a damn good shooter. It was
Yeah.
a single cam, but it was a damn.
I
good
mean,
shooter.
it was so smooth, dude. But in my opinion, when I shot your monster you have,
which is that's a double cam.
yeah, and versus this Hoyt, I mean, and I know you said the same thing. That bow has got like it's so much more smooth.
Mm-hmm.
A lot less vibration. I know you don't have like some of the shit I've got on there, like
Right.
the stabilizer and some of the limb dampeners and shit like that. But I never owned a Hoyt. I had that switchback before, and I
Right.
love that thing, dude. And I sold it. I ended up buying this Hoyt off a guy, and I'm kind of on the Hoyt train right now.
Right.
Next year, I think I'm going to get a little more serious and look at a new, maybe not a 2021 model because they're stupid ass expensive,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we're all working boys here, so
Right.
you ain't got money to dump down the drain. But I've been kind of checking out the Matthews VXR a little bit.
I like them. I actually
Have you shot one?
no, but it was weird that you say that because while we were setting up earlier,
Yeah.
my phone's dead now. But I was actually on the way here. By the way, don't text and drive.
Tanner, you didn't hear that, bro.
But on the way here, I was watching the Drury brothers, and they were I forget who they were with, but they were they just switched from PSC to Mac.
Yeah. That was like a big change. They've been with PSC for like years,
Right,
dude,
right.
forever.
So yeah, so they went to Matthews this year, and they got the VLXR or something.
VXR.
And I'm telling you what, it's a sick looking bow, and it was a damn good shooter.
Yeah.
They were running the single pin. I have ran a single pin before. If you're looking for elk hunting, long range shooting, or like 3D shooting, that's the site.
Well, I think whenever like working classes, partner with HHA,
Right.
and they got a killer code on those, dude. My God, if you ever listen to Working Class, I mean,
Working class bow hunter.
dude, that's like a fantastic podcast. Honest to God, like I love ours. Ours will be number one in my heart forever. But dude, for real, Working Class is good stuff. But dude, they're partners with HHA,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of how they introduced me to HHA. I didn't really know about them really,
Right.
But I started looking into it, and I think when we do our elk hunt in the next couple of years, I'm seriously considering getting like the Tetra, like the single pin.
Oh, right. Me too. I thought I'm doing the same exact thing for deer hunting, whitetail. They move too much.
It just happens so fast sometimes
right.
too.
And you don't have time to range, move your sight. Even if you pre-ranged, it's something else you have to do.
It's
I
just
don't want
that little bit of movement might bust you.
Right. And I have enough steps to go through besides, he's at 25, moving at 25.
Right.
Oh, he went back to 30. He's at 30. Especially in the rut when they're just chasing. Like, you don't have time.
Yeah, dude.
I want to be able to be like, here's my pins. This is what I aim for with what yardage.
Yeah.
But yeah, for like when we go on our elk hunt in a couple of years, that it'll be single pin HHA all the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I've heard nothing but good things. And they got like a lifetime warranty
Mhm.
on those. So I mean, you can literally run it over with your truck, and they'll replace it.
Right.
You know, that's super cool to me. So, but yeah, and then kind of with the setup too. So, I recently bought a Loophole rangefinder.
Right. There's nothing. That's what I run.
Dude, I had this trash ass Bushnell
Mm-hmm.
before. It was old. It was super old. You know, I got it used. But when I switched that Loophole, I was like, oh my god, dude! Like it was insane the difference. You know,
Mhm.
it's so fast, and you can like, you know, hold the button down, and you can like just move it around and scan.
And
It'll,
scan
it'll
it
like
at the
it'll
time.
keep popping ranges like nonstop.
See,
Dude.
that'd be
it's
awesome.
super cool.
I'm gonna say at least 10 years old Halo range.
Oh really?
It's older than shit, but it still works.
Yeah, dude, if it works, it works.
I
you know?
mean, and so I just can't until it breaks. I'm not gonna get another one.
I get that, dude.
But I tell you what, Halo has some good ones. I mean, at least the one I have. It's
And they're not too expensive.
no, they're pretty affordable.
$100, you can get a good rangefinder.
No, I can't sit there and hold the button and just do a continuous yardage. But I mean, shoot, if I pre-range, I get in the stand, I'll pre-range.
Yep.
And okay, that tree's that tree's that twig is that.
Yeah.
Done.
Right.
You know. So
Right. And then the reason that I switched, because if the Bushnell still was working for me, I would have kept it. You know, I'm not one of those guys that needs something new because it's new.
right.
You know, I'm a guy that if my shit ain't working the way I want it to work, then that's why I'm gonna upgrade it. But
Sorry, I was holding that one in.
that the Bushnell I had, it
God,
wasn't like
that's
like a binocular where you just like hold it in one hand.
Right.
I mean, you had to hold it sideways like binoculars, dude, and it was just so big and bulky.
Right.
And trying to fumble that thing in a tree stand was just like, no way, dude.
Right.
So this Loophole I got now, I'm honestly definitely sold on it for sure. And for our elk hunt, I don't have a good set of binos, but I think I'm definitely gonna look into a set of Loophole binos.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So a good
Yeah.
10x42 set of binos would be solid out there because when you're hunting out west, dude, I mean, if you ain't glassing, you ain't hunting.
Exactly.
You
Oh
know?
no, and that's I might have been working class again. I heard a podcast. They were. I can't remember. Maybe they had a speaker.
It's probably
Oh, it was
Clint
actually
Casper?
no. It was they had Loopholes. CEO or
yeah.
whatever on, and they were talking about a hunt. He went on an elk hunt. That's what he went on a elk hunt.
Yeah.
And he said like it was a ridiculous amount. It was like 80% of the hunt is glassing,
Mhm.
looking through glass. Well, I mean, if you have crappy glass, you're going to get headaches, eye strain. the
Yeah,
whole deal.
yeah.
So, and like actually, me and my dad and my brother, we're going on a mule deer hunt in Wyoming
Mhm.
next year, or this coming up year. And that's what I'm getting ready to buy. I'm like probably got to get a nice spotting scope, and
Yeah.
then from it's all going to be Loophole. It just
Yeah, I mean, and Loophole's like I know Vortex has got a super good customer service from what I've seen, but Loophole they've just been around so long, dude. I mean they're tried and true,
right.
and their warranty's just as good too. You know, obviously I'm sure I don't know the full spectrum details of the warranty, but I'm sure if you're just like out there and you get pissed off and throw your shit on the ground and break it, might not replace it because you're being an idiot.
Right.
But I mean, if something goes wrong with it and you legit break it out hunting or something like that, then I'm sure they'll replace it. But I'm kind of past the point of buying shit just because it's cheap and it's going to get me by.
Oh yeah.
Because when you're out in the woods and something fails on you, like sometimes you're not somewhere where you can just go and get something new and get back to the hunt. You know what I mean? Just think
Mhm.
like if we go to, you know, Idaho or wherever we go for an elk hunt and we're 50, 60 miles away from the nearest town or anyone that's got a
Right.
sporting.
You can't. Or what are you going to do? Amazon it? Too?
Yeah, dude. I mean, Amazon doesn't have drones or whatever they talk about that stupid shit. And they can't just drop me a fucking set of binos like on the base camp where
Right.
we're hunting. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm going to try to pack some backups.
Yeah, for sure. You always want to do that.
But then
but-
at the same time, you can't have backups for everything, or you're going to have 1,000 pounds of stuff in your
Yeah,
back.
dude. And that's where I'm at now. It's like I used to buy shit because it was cheap and that's what I could afford. Now it's like, well, why don't I just wait an extra month and buy something that's good that I know is going to be, you know, it's going to last me. It's reliable. And I'm kind of getting that way with tree stands now too. You know,
Mhm.
I've got just the basic, your typical hang on stand. And dude, sitting 2 hours in that is backbreaking.
Oh, dude, me and my dad, we spent, and it really wasn't that much. Summit had a stand. Now, don't ask me the model. I'd have to look it up because I'm not sure, but it was a Summit hang on. First off, I've hung so many hang on. It's not funny.
you
you
do
got-
good at it too.
Thank you, but you got to climb up there and you're holding on, you're keeping the stand up against the tree. You're trying to throw a strap on the other side, and it's a mess. But Summit came up with this awesome design. And it's basically it's one block in with a strap on it. You get with one hand, you put a block on there, strap it down, then you get the deer stand and it just clicks right in. Which you put another ratchet strap on the bottom, but you don't have to hold the stand up at all.
Right, and that's
And it's the most
so nice,
comfortable.
dude.
Oh yeah, and it's the most comfortable. It has the seat is
It's like a zero gravity chair almost. That's like
Yes.
the best way I can explain
yeah,
it.
exactly. It was a zero gravity chair, like yeah, exactly what it
Yeah.
is. And then you have it was the most
Right.
comfortable stand I've ever
Dude,
been
I'm not
in.
gonna lie to you right now. I got to pee so bad.
Me too.
Go ahead and pause this real quick. We'll close out when we get back.
Yeah,
there.
we're at 20 minutes. Well, I know we're at about an hour and 20-minute talk right now. We're gonna go pee. We'll come back, do some closing, because we can't make this too long, and then we'll send you guys on your way.
All right, everybody, we are back from our little pee break. Thank God.
Whew, I was shaking a little bit.
Dude, I was like over here getting restless and moving around and shit, dude.
I was a big old fart earlier.
But yeah, that's the thing about it, dude. I just get so into these talks sometimes and
I
like
know.
I gotta pee so bad, but
Well,
I'm like,
I looked down. I'm like, oh shit, dude, we're at an hour and a half.
I know.
I mean,
Because originally we talked about like, trying to keep these at 30 minutes for like a good commute to work. But I mean, dude, there's just so much shit we can talk about
right.
throughout this to just kill time. I don't want to say kill time because that's not what I'm trying to do is kill time. I mean, I feel like we've been here for like 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, it's
talking.
going so fast. Like, and then that's just what you do at deer camp. It's
exactly.
never, or even just hanging out at the fire with your boys or the garage with your boys. It's never long enough. You could sit there talking. Next thing you know, 4 hours have been by.
Yeah, I know. That's like with me and you and Tanner, we get together. Like
Mhm.
when he's camping, we go up there or something. I mean, we sit there all night.
We stayed
long.
up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning just talking.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, we're about out of beer. This is not good.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm excited. Speaking of deer camp, me and you and Tanner have got our deer camp coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super pumped for that. I know Tanner's bringing the griddle within the Blackstone griddle.
Yep.
Hopefully we can get some fresh back straps on that motherfucker.
Sure. Well, my dough should be. Actually, I think I just got a call on my way from work. They didn't leave a message,
Yeah,
but it might be done. So I could bring something like that. That'd be fresh.
sweet.
Or
Dude.
if we freaking kill something that morning or night, shoot, throw those on the grill right then.
I know, dude. Fucking what do they say? Like field to fork or whatever.
Yeah,
stupid
field to
shit.
fork,
Yeah,
yep.
what are stupid shit people say?
It's all over but the grilling.
Yeah, dude. That fucking Rut Daniels. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man.
He's been kind of slowing down on his videos though.
He has, but it's also deer season.
Yeah, he's probably a
I
busy
mean-
guy. I think that dude's from like Canada. I heard.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, this dude's probably hunting like caribou and shit.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was him, I'd be hunting, so I'd be slowing down too.
dude, if that was my job, legit, I was making a living off of hunting. I don't know what I do because sometimes I think about it.
it'd
I'm
be
like,
boring.
sometimes I'm
You
like,
have to do it.
exactly, dude.
I enjoy hunting. I don't want to have to do it for a job because then it's not enjoying. It's I have to.
Yeah, and that's like when I was like racing motorcycles and stuff. It's like that was a hobby, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, dude, if I like do this for a living, it's gonna be a job.
Right.
And nobody, I don't give a shit who you talk to. People say, "Oh, I love my job." No, you don't. You know what I mean?
Everybody wakes up Monday morning like, God, do I have
Oh,
to
dude,
go?"
this morning, like I said, today's like my Monday, and I do this all the time. I'll like wake up, and my alarm's not even going off, but I'll like wake up and I'm like, "Holy shit, I'm late as fuck," because I don't have to be at work till 7:30.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm like freaking out and jump off, throw the blankets everywhere. And Jessica's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm late for work. I look at my clock, it's like 3 a.m. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck my life, dude."
Funny story, real quick. We were at deer camp this past weekend, and I just my body's habit, I guess. But we got drinking Friday night anyway, so whatever. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah.
So then we set our alarm for I want to say 6 o'clock so we can get the deer stand on a decent time. Anyway, so I set my alarm clock. Well, I usually wake up 4:30 every morning, so that's just what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So I wake up at 5 o'clock. Well, I don't know it was 5 o'clock. I wake up, I roll over, I hit my phone and look at the time. That said 5 o'clock. I jumped up, freaking the f out, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm late for work." And I'm like, it's not hitting me yet. So I'm like putting my clothes on and shit. My brother looks over and he's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I was like, I'm only late for work. My full alarm didn't go off." He's like, you have to work today? I'm like,
he's like, hey, dumbass, we're in deer camp.
Right.
Chill the fuck
well,
out.
then it hits me. I'm like, wait, I'm in a tent. Why am I? Oh shit! So then I go back and I was like, I felt really bad. I felt like an idiot, but whatever.
I know, dude. And that's another thing. Speaking of freaking out when you wake up, like I'm off on Tuesdays, and
Mhm.
I get Sundays off. I'm usually super busy on Sunday trying to catch up from all the shit that I missed throughout the week,
Mhm.
whether it's stuff here at the house or whatever. So I'm usually staying up late Saturday night trying to, like I said, catch up on the week. Well, like this Sunday, I did it this Sunday, I usually don't set my alarm because I usually wake up around, I don't know, 6:30, give or take.
Right.
Just like you said, natural body, you waking up.
Mhm.
Well, it's not shooting light till like 8 something now, So I think like get in the stand by like, 7:15, 7:30, you're good to go.
All right.
And I wake up the other morning, dude. It's like 7:00. I'm like, holy shit, dude! I gotta get going. Like, Jesus Christ! I like slept through everything. I didn't even set an alarm because I'm like, oh, I'll be good to go, no problem. Yeah, I sleep through my alarm at 7:00. I'm freaking frantically running to the show. Jess, what are you doing? I'm trying to fucking go down. Jesus Christ! Yeah. I'm like in the shower, like trying to get sent free. It's like like a madman. Scrubbing my hair and shit. And
You're washing your hair and getting dressed at the same time.
oh, give me my bow. I know, like I come running outside because I got everything out here in the garage for like my closet is right next to us. I got everything out here in the closet. I'm like running here. It's fucking cold out too, and it's raining.
Oh,
and
right.
my hair's still wet, so I'm like I'm
Oh.
just standing like freezing my ass off, dude. Like for fuck's sake.
You cracked me up because you sent me a Snapchat though, and you're sitting in your stand and you were like tapping your feet like Dorothy on the Wizard of Oz, like no place like home. I'm like, man, he's lucky, but you're actually freezing your ass
Yeah, it
off.
did look so cool. Like just trying to show you guys, like, hey guys, look, I'm actually hunting today. Like, good for me, and trying to be cool and shit. But really, I'm just fucking freezing my ass off up there.
Hey, it's still a bad day in the woods is better than a good day at work.
That's a fact, dude. And that's the thing. Like this Sunday, or was it yesterday? I don't even know what fucking days are days now, dude. But whatever day I went out,
it's a night right now.
yeah, whatever day I was hunting, I don't even know. But it was like, oh, you know what? It was Sunday because I remember walking outside and it wasn't like the weather didn't feel like it was too cold out. So I'm like, oh, I think I'll be good. So I basically just threw like a thermal shirt on and then my long sleeve camo shirt and then, sweatpants and then my pair of camo pants, right? So I ain't feeling too bad. I get my harness put on, grab my bow, walk out of the garage. We're good to go. I walk out to my stand and I'm like kind of sweating because it's a good little walk from here to the stand. I'm kind of sweating by the time I get there. So I'm like fucking spraying myself like a maniac. So I'm already wet. Now that I've sprayed myself for a
Right.
second time, I'm wet. My gloves are wet, dude. And I remember this distinctly because I got the grip on the bow is like a
Mhm.
shiny. It's not like a shiny. It's like a matte black. So wet shows or water, I guess I should say, or moisture shows up like really good on that. And I climb up my tree stand. I'm like kind of warm, but I'm also wet from a little bit of sweat and mostly scent spray.
Mhm.
Okay. So I get up in the stand, dude, and then the wind starts picking up. And it's just blowing hardcore up there. I'm like rocking back and forth in the tree, I'm like, oh shit. And dude, I like grab my bow and my gloves are wet from me spraying them.
You dropped your bow.
No, I didn't drop my bow. I didn't drop my bow. But I see like all this moisture on the grip of my bow, and I'm like, am I sweating that bad? Like, holy shit. But dude, like 5-10 minutes later, I finally sit down and I'm cooled off and I'm wet and the wind's blowing and I'm straight freezing my ass off up in that tree, dude.
That's the
It
worst.
was miserable. And I'm like, I am a fucking idiot. So yeah, Tuesday when I went out, yesterday morning, I was like, yeah, this jacket is coming with me. I've got thermal pants on. I got sweatpants on. Like, I'd rather just be hot than stand and take shit off than be up there freezing with nothing you can do.
No, I'm the same way. I walk in with less on because you don't. It's just worse if you're sweating.
Yeah.
And then you get in the stand and then you get cold.
Yeah, and Tanner, I'll give it to Tanner this year. Actually, when we went hunting, what's been a week ago, I think. But we went to his place and he gets out. He's got a pair of blue jeans on. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And he's like, oh, I'm fucking keeping layers off till I get to the stand.
Right.
Then I'll put them on. I'm like,
Smart guy.
you're fucking smart, dude.
Jesus.
You got it going on, my dude. But I definitely need to start doing that shit, but I'm too stupid.
Right.
You know,
I'm the
'cause
same way.
usually I'm fucking.
It's like, but you get from the house to the truck, you're like, Jesus Christ, it's cold, get in the
I know,
truck, you
dude.
know? And then you're like, well, I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to bundle up before I get out of the truck. Then you bundle up, then you're sweating, and you're like, go, just get naked, and then you're freezing. It's like,
Yeah,
you can never win.
You can't win for sure. But yeah, Tanner's got the idea. You know, he went out there and he tends to think things through a little better than I do at times.
Yeah, sometimes he overthinks, but I guess that's better than nothing.
Oh
Not
yeah,
thinking
for
at all.
sure, dude. He's like that dude's got plan A, B, C, and D. You know, he's got it going
And
on.
the worst case scenario, he's got E and F.
Oh, for sure, dude. You know,
Right.
but he's like, I'm doing this, this, and this, and I'm gonna be set. And I'm like, yeah, you probably gonna be good because
Yeah.
you got to figure out.
I'm over here and I forgot my boots.
Yeah, I'm a dumbass. You know, left my release at the house. You know, my whole boat's at the house. Fuck, dude.
Looks like I'm shooting fingers tonight.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, man, I'm just remember up there just blowing in the tree, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so fucking cold out. And finally got to the point where I wouldn't see anything anyhow, so I wasn't super bummed about getting out of the stand. Like I said, it was one of them. It was like a good hunt, and so I climbed out of the tree, and I was like honestly excited to walk back to the house because I was so fucking cold. And I got up that big ass hill, so you know I'm walking up, and I'm like, oh thank God I'm warm again,
Right.
you
Right.
know. But yeah, dude,
Yeah.
deer season.
Yeah,
That's the freaking motto.
right now.
Being
for
miserable,
sure. Yep.
you know.
Yep. But no, man, it's definitely heating up though. Like I said, the bucks, or small bucks at least, they're coming in for the
Yeah.
rattles, and I'm excited for this weekend. I'm hitting it hard again. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
actually my last weekend. I'll be able to bow hunt before gun season.
Yeah.
So, and I will be getting the gun out if I don't tag out this weekend.
I tell myself this every time. It's like I say this every year. I'm just gonna bow hunt all year long. Like I fucking love bow hunting.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just like I honestly 100% would rather kill something with a bow than a gun all day long. But I said that last year. I'm like, I'm only bow hunting. First year gun season, I'm like, yep.
Where's the 450
Yep,
Bushmaster?
the bow is in the case.
Yep,
It's
yep.
time. But no, I think personally, I think next weekend
Mhm.
was it not this coming, but the next is our deer camp.
Yep.
I think shit's really gonna be
Oh, yeah, they'll be
hot.
it'll be
dude.
full force for sure then.
Yeah, it'll be,
I'm thinking this weekend you're going to see it, not full force, but you're going to start
Yeah.
seeing it. But next weekend for sure.
oh yeah, dude.
Like,
Because
Excluding
the
your
amount of
stand.
deer we're seeing being killed in Indiana
Mhm.
and the rut activity everybody's talking about, I think it's gonna be good. And you got those people that are, it's like teaching an old dog new tricks. You know,
Right.
they're like, oh, the ruts, it don't matter temperature, blah 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 blah. Maybe it doesn't matter that to you because you haven't seen a year like this before.
Right.
I mean, honestly. So, but this Saturday is Halloween. Am I not mistaken?
Yep. Yes. Yes.
Full
sir.
moon.
I think. Yeah. Oh, and a full moon on Halloween. First time
Right.
ever happened.
And I love Halloween, so I'm like excited for that. But I'm even more excited because full moon. I mean, dude, the weather is
Dude.
gonna be phenomenal.
I'm telling you right here, real quick, because we got to close this out.
Yeah, we do.
But
We got shits to do.
we do. But here's the down. I don't get me wrong. I'd love to kill one of these big bucks with my bow. I'd love to. But then opening day of gun season, the fun's taken away. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I get it. Yeah, for sure.
So it's kind of like a catch-22. Like, yeah, I would love. Don't get me wrong. If the big buck came out with my bow, I'm not going to pass him.
Yeah,
But at the same time, like opening day of gun season, I'm gonna be sitting at home tagged out. Like,
yeah,
God dang it, I want to be out there.
yeah, for
You
sure,
know,
dude.
so we'll see what happens. I'm not going to pass, but just it always goes through my head.
Yeah,
you know.
and the thing about me that I'm kind of lucky with too is, you know, my younger sister, she's just kind of getting into hunting now, which it's fucking awesome. You
Mhm.
know, this is actually be her first year bow hunting. I haven't taken her out yet. I wanted her to practice a little more
Right.
and get a little better because I mean I'm definitely everybody knows I'm 100% against unethical shots.
Right.
I want her to get good practice going, and I don't want to take her out too in early season and burn herself out because she's a young teenage girl. You know, she could sometimes give two shits less about deer hunting and more of like running in with her friends and shit.
Mhm.
So I want to keep her interested in it, get her out there, get her practicing a little more. But if let's just say I tag out tomorrow morning, you know, my hunt isn't quite over yet because
Right.
I've got her to be able to get a deer, and then
Right.
you guys too.
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of cool that way.
right. And I'd still go. I mean, I'd ask my dad, "Hey, can I sit double?" Or
Mhm.
my brother. I'd still ask that. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. But yeah, I guess just to wrap this up again, like
Yeah, and one more thing I
Oh,
want to
yeah,
touch
go
on real
ahead, go
quick,
ahead, go ahead.
because we've been talking about this for a while, and I think this year is definitely going to be the year for it.
Mhm.
So, and it just kind of falls together with this podcast coming on. Seth and I talked about filming hunts,
Oh yeah.
for a long time. I think we're gonna, hopefully the next couple weeks, maybe deer camp. I don't know. We'll see what happens,
Mhm.
but we're definitely gonna get some hunts filmed. Get them up on our pages so you guys can hopefully one of them films is a big one getting smacked.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Whether it's from you, whether it's from Tanner,
whoever. Yeah.
whoever. But yeah, so just kind of be on the lookout for that. We're trying to get some shit lined up for
Right.
some good filmed hunts.
And about the filming kind of thing. So like I think you said the last episode we're trying to get on YouTube.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I got the page set up. I just got to do some editing, so you can't just like throw audio only on YouTube. You have to make it some kind of movie.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of time. I was gonna try to put episode 1 and 2 on there, but I think I'm just gonna scratch that on YouTube and just start with this episode and throw it on YouTube. So be looking out. We'll post on our Facebook page when it's official.
Right.
But and we'll put the link on there. But yeah, we'll be on YouTube, and I'm actually thinking about investing in a GoPro or some kind of camera, maybe setting it up so while we're doing the podcast, you can see our reactions too. Maybe.
Yeah. Because sometimes like me throwing my hands, like I don't even know what I was talking about earlier. It was like I don't even know what the fuck I was saying. I was like
Right.
throwing my hands around and shit,
Right.
A little like more visual effect on it.
Right.
Maybe a little cool. Maybe you want to see me sit here and drink beer like an idiot. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you want to see like our beer pyramid we got going on.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's pretty cool.
But
Pretty cool.
yeah, maybe do something like that. But and like I said, we're gonna have guests on here pretty soon. I know we have a lineup of guests that want on. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Hear
It's gonna be
everybody's
a blast.
experience.
Be a blast.
So that'd be cool. So
Yeah,
again,
keep sharing the page. I mean,
keep listening.
yeah, I mean, if at the end of the day, if I'm just sitting here talking to myself, and that's cool too. I mean,
I'll talk to myself. I talk
Yeah.
to myself all day.
yeah, if you think I suck or we suck, just tell us. I mean,
But we'll keep doing it.
yeah, I'm gonna keep doing whatever I want anyhow. You know?
Right.
So yeah, thanks to everybody who's listened, commented. Not really many people commented. People that share it, fucking thank you guys. I
Yes,
mean,
thank
you guys
you.
are awesome. And our man, JT,
For sure,
Dude.
dude. That was awesome.
I was so pumped when I came home. Like I was literally like laughing my ass off while I was on my front porch after I saw that package on there. I was like, Johnny Travis is the fucking man, dude.
For sure, man.
Fucking love that guy, dude.
Like that's #1 fan right now.
He is, and actually, here's a funny thing too. I was on our page, like just kind of checking shit out,
Right.
and JT is actually our top fan on our
Really?
Facebook page.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congrats.
He's made it to the big leagues, dude.
There we go.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing being associated with a bunch of drunken dipshits, but
Hey, if we make it big, I'm talking like rolling in money, which I don't know if that will ever happen, but
yeah, I mean,
if we do, you'll get a cut.
yeah, we got you, JT. Don't worry.
Yeah, we got
You're
you.
the man. Best fucking
You can,
delivery guy
you'll be able to
in the
retire
business.
like early. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll,
I
we'll,
don't know. I
we'll,
don't know.
we'll hash out the details here.
We'll have a contract up. No big deal. So, all right, everybody, thanks for listening, taking the time every day to listen to us idiots. Any suggestions, comments, keep messaging them. I know,
Yeah.
I know
Anything you
you've had
want
a couple people message about, like the broadhead topic.
Yeah.
That was super cool. I mean, I love talking about that shit. Anybody's got any, suggestions, any input, whatever.
It doesn't even have to be about hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's, I don't care, honestly.
Yeah, if
what
you
it
like
is.
a certain set of, I love Crocs. If you love Crocs, like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, us three almost daily talk about Crocs
yeah,
and like socks or no socks. And
Right.
actually, we might put a vote on our Facebook about
let's
that.
do that. Yeah.
I think-
Let's put we're putting a vote up tonight.
Yeah.
What do you prefer?
Crocs with socks or Crocs with not?
And if you say not, you're kind of fucking weird.
We're going to delete you. I'm just kidding. We're just kidding. We're just kidding.
So, all right, everybody, take care, be safe.
And shoot straight.